On what's going on. Got it going now. Hey, how y'all doing? Listen, I hope and pray that everybody is having a better time than our politics is having. Listen, that's my only thing. I hope you're having a better time than the kind of politics that we are creating in our world right now. That's just it. Now listen, we ain't got to go for no long time. We ain't got to talk about it all like that. But this whole Jasmine Crockett thing, for those of you all who have been living under a rock, she is gonna run for the Senate, right? So she's already in Congress, all of that good stuff. Now, listen, here's my problem. I just want to get straight to the nitty and the gritty, right? Somebody on Patreon was like, Yvette, you've been sounding real bad. Yes, I have. Yes. I've been scratching myself, making myself red. Yes, I have been having a hard time out with this stuff because I feel like we're repeating a lot of the same mistakes. Let me just make it like that. That's kind of what I feel. I feel that like this, the and it's a lot of Negroes are quiet about this Jasmine Crockett announcement. And I think the thing that I kind of want to say about that is I don't know what we're going to do if we can't hold each other accountable. Like, forget about everything else right now, but we have to be able to do that. And doing that includes holding each other accountable in the world of politics. It just does. Whoever don't like it, don't feel like, well, it shouldn't, and I don't know why it's that way. Whatever. That is. Sometimes a thing just is what it is. We have to be able to hold each other accountable, and we have to say, hey, no. Or we have to be able to say, not yet. Or we have to be able to say, this is not the time. Or we have to be able to say, you need to learn a little bit more. Or we have to be able to say that, like, hey, you need to study policy papers more. You need to there's not going to be a campaign that's going to suffice without real politics and real policies. Now, let me see if I can bring this stupid thing. Y'all know I get mad at the technology. I'll never get mad at me. It's always user error, but I can't never get mad at me. Do y'all remember? Let me see if I can bring this up. When we talk about substance, this whole thing and me talking about politics, part of this started with talking about Obama because he wasn't doing anything specifically for us. But I want to just help y'all remember something if you can. And I want to compare this to Crockett in just 1 second. How many of you remember? How many? When Kamala Harris ran a campaign on joy. We didn't have an agenda yet. I know it was close, but you can go and get an agenda quick. Right? This is not, and you should have, if you want to be president, you should have some of that stuff together. But how many of y'all remember? I'm already getting hot. I got to turn the heat down. How many of y'all remember this joy campaign? Harris used to worry about laughing. Now joy is fueling her campaign. Listen, this is nothingness. This ain't nothing. I just want to let everybody, help everybody understand that we've been here before. Got all my little tabs open. Lord have mercy. There was a time early in the vice presidency when Kamala Harris was aware of what was that say? Reams of conservatives' news coverage criticizing her laughter. Privately wondered to confidence whether she should laugh or show humor at all. This is the stuff we talking about. Should I laugh? Should I cry? How should I show? Should I show humor at all? What should I do? How should I? No, what you should focus on are the policies that are going to improve the lives of the people under your agenda, especially the people who turn out for you the most, which is ADOS. It's not hard. Ain't nobody caring about whether or not you laughing. We'll forgive all of it. We don't care about that. We got goofy people in our family who laugh crazy. Good, but not like you. But it's a whole nother thing. We don't have nobody but we got goofy laughs. We don't have no problem with that. If you got the policy, we look over everything. They reassured her that she should, according to two people familiar with the discussion at the time, that she should still laugh. Still, imagine that being the campaign question you ask. Should I laugh? Now joy is fueling her campaign. Now, I brought that up for a reason. Because I'm going to come out of here, but I did bring it up. Not for just no reason at all. I brought it up because it looks like, when we talk about Crockett, it looks like she's headed in the same direction. Well, what do you mean? What are we talking about? Well, I'm just going to play you a little bit of Jasmine Crockett's announcement. Let me get it up here. For those of you all who may not have seen it, I'm going to play a little bit of it for you. And, you can tell me. You can tell me what you think. I'm not here to bully nobody. I'm not here to make you feel no kind of way. But you can just tell me what you think about it, and I'm going to tell you what I think is missing from it. So here we go.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her?
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Crockett. Oh, man.
She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, Jasmine Crockett is not low IQ. That's just racism. Like that whole thing that Donald Trump is trying to say, that's just racism. She's not no low IQ person or that's racism. We know what that is. We understand what that is. Okay, let's get past that. We should have learned that being a never Trumper is not an agenda. Listen, people be like, well, do you bet you like the white boy? You tell Craig, what's his name? You like him? Listen, I think he's a serious politician. But the other thing I think is that if you're going to do the white stuff, go look at who she's raised money from. Go look at what she says. There's a whole video. I couldn't find the source, so I didn't bring it, where she says, well, black people say what all that money sent them overseas for. And I'm saying that it goes further over there. I couldn't find the sources up on my Twitter account, though. What I'm saying is if you're going to just be a regular Democrat, we might as well just elect a white one. If all you're going to give us is sassy, sassiness. I used to have a dog named Sassy. Like, if that's all you're giving us is sassiness, and you're going to fight him, and you're going to fight Marjorie Taylor Greene, even if she did have a big, bad, butch body, like, that's fine. But, like, I need somebody who understands, who takes this job seriously and understands that we have to break up wealth. The calcification of wealth is a problem. I need somebody who understands that. right? Because you have to break up wealth before you get to reparations. There is no way to reparations without breaking up all this wealth, because these people are hoarding, they're stealing, all the billionaires are running to get all the money and take our jobs. We just saw that Microsoft and Amazon are sending a bunch of money to India. Why? They're investing in the robotics that is going to unemploy you. I need somebody who understands all of that. Now, the little white guy, he seems to understand billionaires. We got to break that up. I don't need somebody. We got to break that up first. I don't need somebody who is just going to go to Jamal Bryant's church and talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene wasn't going to talk about me. Listen, fam, I don't have no problem with you doing that. I don't even have no problem with you doing that. Trump is unserious. He is an unserious president at a serious time. And he is basically, as far as I'm concerned, selling pardons. We can get wrongfully convicted and can't get out. Have to work for years with the Innocence Project and everything. Presidents will look at the thing and say, nope, he can't get out. This man has been letting everybody with money out, everybody who can help him out. Jared Kushner is allegedly involved in all of that. So I'm not saying nothing good about the Trump administration. I'm just saying that Representative, what's his name, Ro Kashana? I probably pronounced that wrong. And Thomas Massey kind of showed us, they worked together bipartisanly and with the Epstein files, and showed us the direction of how you beat Trump. You beat him with seriousness, not trying to meet him where he's at. And you cannot do this. You cannot run a campaign by, hey, Trump is talking about me. I am the resistance. You are not the resistance just because Trump is talking about you. He crazy. He might be talking about anybody at 4 o'clock in the morning. Go to bed. He might wake up talking about you and just calling you low IQ because he know his base eats it up. That doesn't mean that you necessarily need to run for the U.S. Senate. We have to be able to hold people, our own people especially, accountable when it comes to this kind of thing. You absolutely cannot say that, oh, I am the resistance. Based on what? Fam, I don't think that I am asking an unfair question. I don't. If I am, I am, but I don't believe I am. I don't believe I'm asking unfair because I believe, this is what I believe. Let me just slow this down a second. I believe with everything in my heart and the cackles of my heart that ADOS, we have a serious problem. And our serious problem is that our leaders have been captured for a very long time. And we have to figure out how to deal with that. See, when I look at Jasmine Crockett, I see James Clyburn 2.0. I see the same thing, the same captured group. And we have allowed people, and listen, the white people, they get busy now. They used to be scared to talk about Negroes. Oh, I don't know. I'll be accused of racism. I don't want to say nothing. They get live now. You are in danger. If we don't change our politics, we are in danger of being taken over by the left, by the pro-immigrant left, because they are the ones who are saying some of the stuff like, hey, let's do the buses. Hey, let's do the rent control. They are saying stuff that we need and that poor people need, stuff that our politicians are afraid to say. Don't nobody care about your black girl magic. I hope that era is over. I don't care about none. I don't care about black girl magic. I don't care about black boy joy. None of that belongs in my politics. Now, you can hashtag it and smile on your Instagram, and I will like it and tell you that you're cute. But that doesn't belong anywhere in my politics. I blame Black Lives Matter. They was hopscotching in the street, electric slide. It's a problem. We cannot do this because people are going to more serious people are going to come in and take us over. And they're going to run politics because they are not beholden. They are not running behind somebody soft-shoeing. They are not stepping and fetching it. I hear a lot of people talk about, oh my God, I can't believe that all we're talking about right now is Palestine. Well, I believe that's a serious issue. I've seen what's going on over there. But the other part of this is we had a whole lot of time to talk about racial justice, and we did a whole thing with reparations. And you dumb Negroes, not my chat, you dumb Negroes who are watching and hate watching, you stupid thing. All y'all did was block me and talk about me. You helped ruin that moment. Now we got to build a whole nother moment because you stupid. We had a stretch of years, and instead of going with ADOS, y'all were like, Black Lives Matter is the movement. Where are they now? I'm pro BLM. I'm with Patrice Cullors. Those ladies have worked. Where is Patrice Cullors? What the other one is? What's the other one's name? What's her name? Garza, and the other one who didn't even want. I want to write plays. I don't even want to do this. I don't know why I'm seen as a Black Lives Matter girl. Where are they now? Y'all was all running around. So there was a whole period where we really got to, there was a moment, and y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all didn't do nothing but throw water on the fire that we created, even though the fire was built to warm you and your bow-legged grandmama. It was built for you. It wasn't built for them because you didn't understand enough. You didn't come and try to figure out nothing. You just assume, oh, these is MAGA. You stupid. You deserve everything bad that's coming to you. I hope you have the day you deserve tomorrow and next week and next month and next year, because we had a time. Now we have to build a new time. Now we have to do the thing that we could have done in 2019. We got to do it in 2026. And you got to stay out the way and shut up. That's why I don't want Jasmine Crockett in there. Just put the white boy in there. She ain't doing nothing different. There's nothing transformative. It's all just sassiness. I'm going to be sassy. I'm tired of sassy. I don't want to see sassy no more. I want to see it. I'm tired of it. Like, let me just play this for y'all real quick, too. I'm going to play this for y'all real quick. So she was on Chris Hayes, and she was talking about how people need a fighter or whatever. But let me just play it, and you can hear it for yourself. Don't get me the line.
That Mandami has not backed down whatsoever from his rhetoric against the president. In the Oval Office, he stood there and he said what he said about him being a fascist, yet he was able to win those voters. So Democrats that believe the only way that you can win is by being soft and sounding like a Republican, that is not true. What people are looking for are people that are tough and are fighters and are going to fight for them.
Listen, let me say something. Mandami was wrong. New York wasn't built by immigrants, but I understand why he said that, because he was the first one bold enough to, the immigrant was the first one bold enough to do the stuff that Eric Adams and all of the little con men should have done. I get it. Eric Adams is weak. He was over there in Israel wearing the little thing. He's weak. All of them are weak. ADOS politicians are weak. Nobody needs you if you're not going to say the thing that needs to be said and do the thing that needs to be done. But nobody voted for him just, he's strong, he's courageous. No, he said free bus. He said rent control. He was transparent. He was doing the work. He was studying the things, studying history and all of the things, studying policy, politics, all the things. What have you studied? This is not just about somebody who is willing to call him a fascist. That's just part of what Mamdani did. Have you really studied the campaign to be coming out there claiming that you have something in common with him? Really study the thing. You should, even if you don't agree with people, you should study them. I have books on Mussolini, Hitler, everybody. You should study them. This wasn't just what he did. People resonated with the fact that, hey, we're taking the money back, we're breaking up the billionaire stuff. These were positions. Nobody wants to hear it no more. I'm a fighter. Okay, well, get in the street and box then. That's not what we're talking about. And fight for what? You got to tell me what you're fighting for. I don't get this. I don't understand what's happening. Are people crazy? What are you fighting for? Tell me specifically. Run it down. You just jumped in this race. I didn't expect nobody to be in there, but what's his name? Tyler Crow. Barack Obama pronounced his name wrong, so don't get mad at me. And listen, I'm not even mad at her going at Trump, but I have a different way I'd like to do it, but you do what you do. But when you're trying to run this thing and you're talking about the state that you're in, we talking about Texas, we talking about all that. You have to have things that are important to those people, especially, and you have to be building something. I just don't see it. I see a congressional black caucus. It is not everybody. I'm not talking about everybody. It's never about everybody. But I see a congressional black caucus that is basically riding on fumes. They riding on old stuff. They riding on the idea of who they are as opposed to who they actually are. Now, I'm not saying that some of them don't do well. I'm not saying that some of them have not done stuff that I approve of. Ayanna Pressley did some stuff I approve of. I'm not saying that does not happen. And she said something that was very interesting. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Stay with me, fam. I'm going to get to it. You know, she says, Jasmine Crockett says, I'm done with politics as usual. Show me how, though. You have to show us the how. You have to show us the road to where my politics is not what you're used to. There has to be a framework. It can't just be, I'm a leader. Everybody says that. See, that's the thing. Everybody says, I'm a leader who can fight for you. I'm the people's champion. Or what? I'm the people's president. I'm the people's Democrat. I'm the people's politician. I'm the people's senator. I'm the people's. Everybody say that, Jasmine. I started my career as a public defender, so to me, it doesn't matter if you're red, white, or blue. Send me to the Senate, and you can trust that I will fight for you. That's not enough. And see, this is the problem I have with a lot of these folks. If you told me tomorrow, if aliens came down, they said they done seen them. They say they out there. I don't know. The pilots talking about they be flying. But if aliens come out here and tell me, Yvette, you're president tomorrow, go. I can have you a full agenda by midnight. Stop doing the easy thing, which is just to placate these people and to just, well, I'm going to be there for you. And I don't care if you red, white, or blue. I'm going to be there for you. Give us the real. I'm in the mood for people with policy chops. If you don't have policy chops, I don't know why we in this thing together. I don't know. I don't know what we doing, why we here, how we got here. And they said you got played. I'm not sure if that's true, but if you got played, this is embarrassing. An AstroTurf recruitment process, national Republicans propped up Jasmine Crockett to push her into the Senate run. This is what they say. I don't know if the reporting is right. How would I know? But I'm just telling you what they said. Republican Senate campaign arm has actively worked behind the scenes to encourage Representative Jasmine Crockett to jump into the Senate Democratic primary in Texas, believing she will be the easiest opponent to beat. Just a moment ago, there was a grave concern among Republicans about the Senate race where incumbent Senator John Cornyn is running for re-election. Democrats were running two formidable candidates, and Cornyn was caught in the middle of a bruising three-way primary that Republicans were concerned would weaken the eventual nominee. If this is true, this is sad. The National Republican Senatorial Committee put out a poll in July with Crockett's name included, which showed her as the leading Democrat in a hypothetical matchup. When we saw the results, we were like, okay, we got to disseminate this far and wide, a source familiar with the process told Notice. The fact that Crockett was included in the poll was no accident. In June, news broke that that Texas Democrats Colin Allred, James Tallarico, former Representative Beto O'Rourke, and Representative Joaquin Castro met to discuss the 2026 election. Operatives at the NRSC realized that Crockett, whose political stock had been rising, wasn't included in the meeting and also hadn't been included in any credible poll. So they decided to change that. Following the NRSC's polls, other surveys began to include Crockett and showed similar results. She was surging in the primary. The NRSC then worked to amplify those polls and is taking credit for helping to orchestrate the pile-on of those polling numbers to really drive that news cycle and that narrative that Jasmine Crockett was surging in Texas. They're saying, it's not me, that she was set up. And if you got played to get into this race, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Let me play this. Let me read this. I said play it like I'm going to play a song. Let me play this next ditty for you real quick. Crockett herself even admitted she was encouraged to jump into the race by all the positive polling she was seeing ahead of her announcement. The more I saw the polls, I couldn't ignore the trends that were clear, Crockett said during an announcement. Oh, if this is true, people are getting all kinds of chuckles. If this is true, people get all kind of chuckles. Woo! Listen, y'all got to stop. Everybody got to stop thinking that melanin equals morality. That's what the CBC kind of banks on. Melanin equals morality. They still riding off King. They still riding off what Jesse Jackson did in the presidential. Y'all got to ride off what you do. And you got to ride off what you support. And you got to ride off the policies that you back. And you got to ride off how disciplined you are as a political person. And you got to ride off what kind of professional you are. Come on now. Ride off what kind of advocacy you have. I don't agree with meeting mediocrity with mediocrity. I don't like it. I'm not in favor. I'm not in favor. Yes, Trump is mediocre, but I'm not. You got to know. That's not my way of doing things. But tell me what you're standing for. Because if you just gonna be the same kind of politician that we've always seen, and you just may as well be a milquetoast Democrat liberal that we've always seen, why in the world would I vote for you, or why would I support your candidacy? Ain't nobody doing none of that stuff no more. We just support you. Well, she's a sister, okay. And if she needed light bill money, I help her. But that doesn't mean I'm going to promote her. This is a promotion. You got to tell me what you did to deserve a promotion. And I think that the voters are not going to promote her. She's going to lose, and they're going to say, oh, nobody likes black women. Or nobody likes ADOS women either. Shocker. Racism exists in America. I am shocked. I am through. I am too through. You got to be kidding me. Now, I will say another thing. I will say a few things, but let me just say this. Y'all know this. Y'all know I've never liked people who misuse our capital, our political capital. My belief has always been that our political capital should be used for us, meaning what we did in the past, the things that happened to us, slavery, Reconstruction. I don't want nobody to say Mexican is the new black. This is the same thing that happened to the blacks with Reconstruction. I don't know. If you have to build, listen, everybody else out there, I ain't got nothing against you. But you got to build your own movement. You can't keep saying, see, this is just like what happened to the Negroes. You remember? No, I don't remember. I'm not that old, but I don't remember 1865. I don't remember, but I know the history of it. I know that you're not included in the history. So I always have a problem, serious problem, with people who take our history and our wounds and use it on behalf of other people. Now, Jasmine Crockett ain't been here long. She got a lot to learn, and that's fine. Stay over there and learn it. Oh, you can't do that now. The people done jump to your race. Well, I don't know. Find a job. You an attorney. And I believe you're a bright one. You can do it. You can do it. We believe in you. We believe in you. You can do it. But this is the problem that I have. I'm going to show you in 1 second. Let me find my video. This is the problem that I have. Play it. Be right back.
To the ranking member and again to the mayor for calling this. But let me be clear. Donald Trump is running the most openly racist immigration regime in modern American history. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Donald Trump's mass deportation system makes me think of what a modern day slave patrol would look like. Slave patrols were armed groups empowered by the government to control, intimidate, and terrorize people solely based on color. That's what's happening now. Donald Trump is sending mass agents without warrants into communities of color to terrorize the people who live there. And the reason that I want to make sure that I draw out this link, because we heard Maxine say that black and brown is coming together. I want to be clear about this. This should not just be the immigrant community. This should be all of us united, because we know united we stand, divided we fall. And unfortunately, this last
It's happening with ICE. It's just like the slave catcher. It's not. It's not. They are enforcing laws that exist. Now, I don't like how they are enforcing laws. I don't believe you should get to wear a mask. I don't think you should be cruel. I don't think that, but they are enforcing existing law, an existing law about who can come into the country and not come in illegally. That is not chattel slavery. That is not related to the Fugitive Slave Act. That is not the same thing. I don't like it. People have to create your movement. Talk to me about the Chicanos. Talk to me about the Latinos. Talk to me about your contribution. Build your movement. Don't you have these Negroes get up here and tell me that when I see ICE, I see slave catchers. When the last time you saw somebody? You might have seen somebody get sent home. When the last time you seen somebody lynched? When the last time you seen them dragged out of a courthouse and set on fire? When the last time you seen any of that? When the last time you seen their farms burnt down? Don't you do that. Don't do that lazy thing. And see, if you can't use my political capital for me, what makes me think when you get in the Senate, you're going to do something specifically for me? I don't see it. I see a milquetoast, ordinary, regular, run-of-the-mill Democrat. And if you're going to do that, give me a white man. If you're going to be white and you're going to be regular, give me white and regular. I don't need sassy. I get sassy in my family. I can find a sassy negress. I can find a sassy ADOS person anywhere. We funny in general. We funny, we fun. I can find that anywhere. We'll tell you about yourself. I don't need that in Congress. That's not what I'm looking for. And I certainly don't need it in the 1 of 100. If you want to be elevated, you got to tell me why. Why do you deserve to be elevated? I don't see it. I don't see what y'all are talking about. This is not the resistance that I need. It's disrespectful. No Jewish person will ever look at somebody and say, you know what y'all are going through is just like Auschwitz. They have enough respect for themselves not to misuse their people's history. It's disrespectful for you to misuse your people's history like that. And if you don't respect your people, I don't respect you, and I don't want to elevate you. I don't care. I do not care about none of what you're talking about. I view all that stuff. Listen, even if you want to go out and favor Texas, if you want to go out and say, I am in opposition to ICE and what they're doing or how they're doing it, I don't know what your district looks like. You don't have to use us. You can say they cruel. You can say they don't use paperwork. You can say they getting citizens. There's a lot of stuff you can do without bringing my people's name into it, and your people too. You got to be ashamed of yourself for that kind of stuff. So no, there's no black girl magic that I am going to use to convince me to elevate you. Because I don't understand. Are you looking for your moment or are you looking for your mission? It's a lot of people that got to answer that. Are you looking for your moment or are you looking for your mission? Like, which one are you looking for? Moment or mission? Are you looking for your moment or are you looking for your movement? Which one are you looking for? If you're looking for a moment to shine, moments are easy. Anybody can have a good sound bite. Anybody can have a good minute. Anybody can have a good conversation. What's the mission? What's the movement? What are we building toward? If you cannot tell me that, then I cannot help you. And I'm not, listen, we're done with all this stuff. I'm done with all this melanin stuff. And let me just, let me go into something else before I get tired, y'all. Because this is just too much. Ain't y'all tired of this? Ain't y'all tired of this? It's just too much. Let me show y'all something else real quick. Hold on. Cause like if we ain't gotta spend a day. If y'all wanna go to patreon.com/WhyCarnell, we usually spend about an hour and a half, about 30 minutes questions and stuff like that. But we don't got, I don't even think even over there, this don't take that much. Let me show you something else. So she did this get this out of here. Why is this here? She did this interview with the Atlantic, which I thought was really telling. I thought it was really telling. For those of y'all who didn't hear the audio, she was just talking about slave catchers and ICE was the same. But a Democrat for the Trump era. So there was so many pieces. Sometimes you can find, like, if you get time, family, read profiles of people. Because somebody who's trying to do a real good profile tries to get all of the person. Not just the good, not just the bad. They try to get all of them. Because that makes for a good profile. If it's just a glowing profile, then you just over here trying to eat somebody's dingleberries. Like that's not. And if it's just a takedown, then it's just give us the person. People want the person. So a Democrat for the era was in the Atlantic, and it was interesting for a number of reasons. But let me walk through some of it. Unsurprisingly, Trump himself seems eager to elevate Crockett. They say she's the face of the party. The president told my Atlantic colleagues recently, if she's what they want to offer, they don't have a chance. Some of the Republican targeting of Crockett is clearly rooted in racism. Online, Trump supporters constantly refer to her as ghetto and make fun of her hair. That is racism. Ain't no lie there. Ain't not one lie there. But nobody's surprised because that's what they do. Okay. None of this appears to be giving Crockett any pause. The first time I met her a month before our conversation in Atlanta, she was accepting a Webby Award in part for a viral exchange in which she referred to Representative Nancy Mace of South Carolina as child, and Mace suggested they take it outside. Backstage in a downtown Manhattan ballroom, I asked Crockett whether she even had regrets about her public comments. She raised her eyebrows and replied, I don't second guess shit. Now, you know, I'm not a believer in black respectability, but I am a believer in seriousness. I am. Get my glasses hot up in here. I'm a believer just in, like, you should be a serious person and you should behave in a serious way, because our stuff is too serious for you to not do that. Maybe you're lying. Maybe you're just performing for the cameras. It's too serious for that too, though. But if you don't second guess, that's a problem. Because how can you have self-awareness if you don't go back and say, did I do that right? Is there something else I could have done and said in that moment? I ain't nowhere near Crockett in terms of, like, media exposure, elected office. I second guess all the time. Not because I'm not confident, but because you want to get better all the time. Don't you? Don't y'all? Don't you want to get better? You want to just stay the same? You want to get better. There's a process. And you have to respect the process. So I even have a problem with that. Maybe that's just me. I understand. Everybody may not agree. I get it. I have a problem with that. People say, well, Trump does it. Trump is not my standard. I don't think Trump should be anybody's standard. He just says anything. I don't know how much more you could disrespect an office. If Trump is your standard, you've already lost. You cannot do that. We got to stop that. Remember I told y'all I got to go watch that little silly Diddy doc. I've been telling y'all about Diddy for 10 years. And now everybody's like, oh my God, Diddy's a monster. You don't say. How many times have I talked to y'all about Diddy? Have I talked to y'all about Jay-Z? Have I talked to y'all about how you don't want to be these celebrities? Have I talked to y'all about what they be up to? How many times? And everybody, oh my God, I saw the doc. He awful. How many times have I told you that? What's the little great gazoo? Hello, dum-dum. But I said that about Trump too, because this thing where we get into, they can do it, I can do it. They are degenerates. And like, that's what he was doing. Diddy was over there allegedly doing some Harvey Weinstein stuff and some other stuff. You shouldn't want that. No, but that's how you maintain control. That's how you lose your whole soul. You should not want to do that. So for people who say, well, she just matching Trump's energy. Okay, but like, is that what you want to do? Who are you as a politician? Who are you as a person? Who are you as an advocate? Is that what you want to do? Match somebody's energy? That's good for Twitter. That's good for Instagram. That's good for everything. But is that good for your people? Is that good about how these racist people are going to caricature you? You are an attorney. You have a very good brain. That you don't pass the bar and all that stuff without that. You went to private school, girl. You know your stuff. Act like it. We don't need that other stuff. We need what your parents paid for in that school. We need that university degree. We need the political chops. That's what we need. I believe you can do it. I got faith in you. Turn this thing around. Turn this ship around. Turn this ship around. A little bit more from this article. This spring, I watched Crockett test her theory of politics in a series of public appearances. At the Webbies, Most of her fellow award winners were celebrities and influencers, but only Crockett received a standing ovation. A week later, Crockett flamed. I love how these white folks. I guess they white. I don't know who wrote this, but flamed Republicans and the Trump administration during a House Judiciary Subcommittee hearing about immigration and customs enforcement. A 15-minute clip of her upbraiding ICE agents, "These people are out of control," has racked up more than 797,000 views on YouTube. I know this because she told me. On TikTok and Instagram, Crockett has one of the highest follower counts of any House member, and she monitors social media engagement like she said like a something, but you know what I'm saying, like a day trader checks her portfolio. She is highly conscious too of her self-presentation. During many of our conversations, Crockett wore acrylic nails, ain't nothing wrong with that, painted with the words "resist," and set a set of heavy lashes over her brows. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. The lock screen on her phone is a headshot of herself. See, this is where I have a problem. So much of this right now starts to scream arrogance. You checking your Twitter timeline. You checking Instagram. You checking TikTok. I got one of the highest followings. I'm a star. I'm a celebrity. But I didn't elect, and people don't elect. And I don't think any of us, if you in Texas, wherever you at, don't elect nobody to be no star. We're not electing celebrities. Too many of our political people want to be celebrities. They want to be on fire. They want to be hot. Look at what I did. I got an award. Look at how many followers I got. I'm getting attention. I'm getting all this stuff. Some of y'all are going to run for office one day, right? Some of y'all, I hope, will run for office one day. Some of y'all, I'm hoping to be able to support run for office one day. I want to send you a check, right? Please remember to be a servant leader. It is not about you. That's servant leadership. And if you are representing a group, especially an oppressed group, especially a multi-generationally oppressed group, especially a group that has been plundered for years, your job is servant leadership. Your job is to every day wake up and says, what does my community need me to do? How does my community need me to behave? Not how I want to behave. I want to behave very differently. People are like, no, you tell them off, Yvette. No. I would say some other things if I didn't feel like I had a responsibility to the people who support me. You cannot get into this political field and represent the people based on who you are and put yourself first. That is not servant leadership. That is not waking up trying to serve the people that you represent. Right? That's not it. You cannot do it. If you want to just make money, if you want to go viral and stuff like that, you're just in the wrong stuff. If you're not waking up every morning saying, how can I serve? How can I benefit? How can I be of service to this group? You gotta go do something. Learn how to act. Something. I don't know. I ain't got no Diddy parties no more. I don't know. But you gotta figure something else out. Start a business. That's not it. Some people go into pastoring, preaching to be a celebrity and to wear Jordans. Ain't nothing wrong with wearing that stuff. I got shoes too. But there's something wrong with it because I do stuff I do. I want to be a person of the people. So my stuff is connecting with you. You don't do that stuff to put yourself in a position where you view yourself as a star. And it's hard sometimes. I get it. It's hard sometimes if people view you a certain way and you have to reorient yourself all the time to tell yourself, no. I understand that this person is treating me like a celebrity, but I'm here to serve them. A lot of stuff I don't say because I realize I'm here to serve you. What good would it do me to have my own face on my phone? My face is not on my phone. I have a character on my phone. My face is not on my phone because I am not the topic. I am not the center of my own universe. But let me go on. I want to get through this article real quick. Behind the scenes, the representative speaks casually. At the Waldorf, I watched her deliver a quick oversight campaign pitch via Zoom. It was a virtual meeting of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, she'd explained to me beforehand. But then, after the call, she wasn't sure. CPAC is the Asian caucus, right? She asked. Yes, the aide confirmed. That would have been bad. Crockett said with a laugh. She can also be brusque. During our interview at the Waldorf, she dialed up a staffer in D.C. in front of me and scolded him for an unclear note on her schedule. Another time in the car, after an aide brought Crockett a paper bag full of food from the fundraiser, she peered inside, scrunched up her nose, and said, "This looks like crap." Listen, if you want to be a celebrity, and I don't know what kind of campaign she ran, because everybody, you're going to eat a bunch of trash on the campaign trail, but I don't get it. I just don't understand it. I don't understand what she wants to be. And I think people I think people who want to be actresses sometimes I'll do politics as a back end. And they get this stuff mixed up. They don't, so it's not about the mission. It's about this is what I want to do. Me. Well, you got to do something else. If the whole conversation's about you got to find something else to do. You got to find a different craft. I don't know. By the end of the meeting, Dexter we fast forward, was ready to vote for Crockett. She was trying to do the oversight committee, remember? But she would never get the chance. 5 days after Crockett's fundraiser in Atlanta, Punchbowl News reported that she had leaned into the idea of impeaching Donald Trump, which spooked swing district members. Representative Robert Garcia of California was quickly becoming the caucus favorite. See, she got outplayed by Garcia because she was not disciplined enough. That's how she got outplayed. The reason they went with him instead of her is because she thought that she would be better off being honest rather than strategic. We need strategic. We don't need you to be honest. I just told him how I really feel. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? No. Who told you that? Who are your advisors? You don't get to go talk about how you really feel. This is not your therapist's office. You can feel a lot of stuff that you cannot say in public. You got to save that for the chat. You got to save that for the encrypted chat with your friends or with your therapist. No, or your mama. Come on now. Was quickly becoming the caucus favorite. Like Crockett, he was relatively young and outspoken, but he had spent his campaign making a subtle case for generational change, Punchbowl said. And he, look at that, told members of the oversight panel the oversight panel shouldn't function as an anti-Trump entity. And that's what sold him. Right? Several other Democrats I reached out to about the race seemed uninterested in weighing in. 13 of her colleagues on the Oversight and Judiciary Committees, along with 20 other Democratic members I contacted for this story, either declined to talk with me on the record or didn't respond to my interview request. Senior staffers for the 3 Democratic members told me that some of Crockett's colleagues see her as undisciplined, but are reluctant to criticize her publicly. She likes to talk. One of the staffers said, "Is she a loose cannon? Sometimes. Does that cause headaches for other members? 100%. Undisciplined. She likes to talk." So you got outplayed by Garcia. If you wonder how, we've been here all this time, how in the world do we keep getting outplayed by all these people? Being captured and not being disciplined. You remember when the whole financial stock thing fell apart, the financial crisis, and Maxine Waters was going against some of them other people about them taking money from the financial sector or whatever, and it was revealed a lot of them don't even read the legislation or look at the legislation. That's lazy, man. That's lazy. You have to be disciplined. You have to be. There's no other way to do this. Yes, so now he's on there and you're not because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. Because you, like they say, she likes to talk. Right? She likes to talk. And look towards the end of this and see if this sounds familiar to you. I just want you to look at the end of this. I'm going to fast forward. I'm going to go to the end. He says, when I asked her what the party should stand for beyond being against Trump and what she stands for, she explains, for me, I always just say the people. Adding that campaigns have always been associated with fire. What? What? Now I want to bring up something. She said, what should it stand for the people? There was another article, and if you get a chance, go read it. Kamala Harris isn't ready to be written off. And somebody said, I never mind. Let me self-censor a little bit. Oh, let me just, no. Because it's not, they asked Kamala Harris in this article too. The same thing. What do you stand for? This is her. This sounds really corny, she said. In a wide-ranging interview with the New York Times in Nashville. But we have to stand for the people. Everybody just saying for the people. Wasn't that her campaign thing, for the people? And I know that sounds corny. I know that, but I mean it. And this is what separates y'all, Mamdani, from the rest of y'all. He's telling the people, this is what I want to do for you. It's not just for the people. Which people? There's a lot of people. Which people are you standing for? I don't understand this generally for the people. Which people? Where the people? How the people? What do we just? We just for the people. No, that's not. It's not good enough not to fight this fight. What are you going to do for the people? You should be able to explain, and it's going to be this group of people. Is it if it's working class people? Is it Silicon Valley people? Is it tech people? Is it H-1B people? Which people? This is straight out the Kamala Harris playbook, and that playbook didn't end well. So I think if there's one thing to learn is that the joy and the black girl magic and none of that stuff, and for the people, none of that stuff works. It don't work. I hate to be the one to tell you, it does not work, and it's not going to work prayerfully. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see none of this no more. All this stuff can go away. Give me policies, be able to articulate those policies, how those policies are good for the people. You talking about all of Texas or whatever. And if you're not going to talk specifically about ADOS, I don't even need an ADOS politician. You might as well just, like I said, give me the white man. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, what's the point of being like, yeah, that's a sister, if that isn't going to translate into something specifically for you or your group? If that person isn't being bold, if that person is taking money from all the same people, go look at her stuff, taking money from all the same people. If that person is doing politics the same way the people have always done it. Let me tell you, ain't nobody more just centrist, center-right, and just going along with whatever the Democrats say than the Congressional Black Caucus. Not all of them, but than them. She is no different. This is not a departure. And people are in the mood for something different. They're in the mood for stuff that changes their lives. We are too. That's why we have reparations and a transformative black agenda. If you cannot speak to those things, if you're just speaking to being for the people, we cannot speak specifically about you. That's it. That's just where I am with it. I'm not with all this magic stuff. I'm tired of that. I don't want to hear no more. I don't want to hear no more about the Democrat for the era. No, the era is, can you really defeat people with actual policies and stuff? Can you really convince people, I have something for you? I have this thing for you. I have this help for you. It was real bold to say, hey, buses, we ain't gonna charge for. It's real bold. Nah, your rent. Nah, you shouldn't be paying that. That's bold. People used to say, "Oh, you can't say that. You have to say we're going to try to work with the landlords and create some kind of meaningful thing where we can over time lower the rent by 3%." That's what people normally say. So if you're going to be bold, Jasmine, be bold with policy. Don't be bold with your rhetoric. People are already tiring of that with Trump. There's a lot of race is still resonating because they always will. This is America. But be bold in terms of, if you're trying to take a lesson from Mamdani, be bold in terms of what you're willing to do and what you're willing to push and what you're willing to support. Don't just jump in this race where all of these people were thinking of this young man who's coming up as a star in the party and you don't have a lot to offer. Ain't nobody fighting on identity. We're fighting on politics. You know how you support my identity? With the policies that you push, not with just you being there as representation. Or you say, I have more experience. I don't care about that either. I care about what policies do you have that you're putting forth that you think are going to help people, specifically ADOS people. But also, if you got to expand it because it's Texas, you got to be talking to working class people. I don't want to hear none of this other stuff you talking about. I don't want to hear spicy. I don't care whether the spicy. I don't care whether we're talking about spicy cornbread or we're talking about spicy jalapenos. I don't care. I don't care. Anybody can do that. Don't do the easy stuff for me. I don't need the easy stuff. I need the hard stuff now. This is a hard stuff kind of moment. I need resistance to be something more than what's wrote on your fingernails. That's what I need. And that takes work. And that takes sometimes you getting in the room and being quiet and second guessing yourself and reading policy papers and figuring out where we go from here. So I'll leave it at that, fam. I just want to let you know that I think the era of black girl magic is over. I hope so. I hope everybody has to show and prove. We're not going through this anymore. We're not having any more BLM moments. Where everybody just gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. No, listen, we might have to go back to the twice as good. We got to be twice as good because when we got off, we got to be twice as good. Everybody just seemed like too many people decide they can do whatever they want and behave how they want to behave. No. We got to be serious. This is serious business right here. People's lives are at stake. Their health care is at stake. Everything's at stake. So I need people to get serious about this. We need our politicians to be serious, and that's just where I am. That's just where I land on this thing. But I'll just leave it at that, fam. It's been about an hour. And I'll let y'all get back to it. Love you. And those of you all who are on Patreon, I will see you all Friday at 2 p.m. Again, that's patreon.com/WyCarnell. Please hit the like button and subscribe because I always forget to do it. If you have not picked up the reparations framework from Amazon.com, please do that as well. Give it out as a Christmas gift as well. You can do that. Because we have to get the word out on some things. This is just a moment. People get real depressed. Well, Trump, I don't know. Trump is there. What are we going to do? Hey, Trump ain't gonna always be nowhere. Man's old. He ain't gonna always be nowhere. Don't stop thinking, that don't mean nothing. So don't let these people get you all depressed. Trump and his people are racist. Yeah, but Trump is just, racism is just a tool for Trump. Right? That's just it is. So pick that up. And I will see y'all on Friday. For the rest of y'all, I will see you next week. All right? Take care. Keep it easy. Bring it button up. It's cold outside. And I guess it must be getting older too. The cold just be. I went for a run and the cold was just in my bones. Like I've never had an experience where the cold just like I can't get warm. I don't know what that is, but I could not get warm. I gotta shake that off of me. But I'll talk to y'all later. Keep it easy breezy, fam. Don't bother nobody. Don't let nobody bother you. Get you some chamomile tea and relax into the night. All right. Bye, fam.